So, good morning, everyone. Begin with the reflections on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and the results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. So I wanted to continue to read Master Hua's talk on taking refuge. So yesterday I said how Master Hua encouraged people to relearn how to eat food, wear clothes, and sleep. And I think this is actually really important as we begin to cultivate, to learn how to regulate those daily activities so that rather than just going along with our habitual patterns, we align it to Dharma principle. The Master Hua continues on. He says, "You have taken refuge today with this muddle-headed teacher who has a muddle-headed vow, which I will tell you all about. Basically, I'm a very unintelligent and a very dense teacher. I began cultivating the way when I was 10 years old. When I was 19, I cultivated filial piety sitting beside my mother's grave. While I was cultivating, many people came to take refuge with me, and I felt very ashamed. What right do I have to act as a person's teacher? I thought, I don't have a firm enough virtue to move them. So I thought it over and made a vow. I said, I vow that all those who have taken refuge with me, if they believe in me, or even those who have seen my face or heard my voice, will become Buddhas before I do. All of my disciples must become Buddhas before I do. As long as one of them has not become a Buddha, I will wait here for them, no matter how long I have to wait. I will wait for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, a great eon, 2 great eons, 100 great eons, 100,000 great eons, 1,000,000 great eons. I will wait, and I will not become a Buddha until all my disciples have done so. Having made this vow, I figured that in spite of the fact that I would be a muddle-headed teacher, I could still stand to take a few disciples. It's just this vow that makes your teacher quite unique, and you should pay attention to this muddle-headed vow from your muddle-headed teacher. Why do I say he is very muddle-headed, very stupid? If he wasn't stupid, why would he vow that his disciples would become Buddhas before he does? Before Gold Mountain Monastery was established, the Sino-American Buddhist Association was located at the Buddhist lecture hall. At that time, some Americans came to take refuge, although I don't know why. Before they did, I told them about my vow and said, because of this, if you want to take refuge with me, you must first make a vow to become a Buddha. When I said this, one person was so frightened he ran off. Why? He was afraid of becoming a Buddha. Oh no, he thought, become a Buddha? If I become a Buddha, things would be so boring. And he ran off. He ran for several years, but there was no way he could escape. Such a wide world, but no matter where he went, he felt uncomfortable. Finally, he returned to Gold Mountain Monastery, and not only did he take refuge, but now he has even left the home life. I think probably people can guess who that is. I think it's Dharma Master Hung Lai. Today, because I know that none of you people are afraid of becoming Buddhas, I told you about my vow. Maybe I'll pause here because Master Hua continues on to give more instructions on practice. But I actually wanted to reflect on this vow of Master Hua, which I think is actually quite inspiring, but also quite instructive. Last night I had a conversation with someone around the topic of competition. And I shared how growing up I was deeply steeped in this mindset of always wanting to be number one, being the winner. And I shared the story before about my best friend when we were running and competing over the mile, right? He'd run faster, I'd run faster, and at one point I even gave him some Coca-Cola and soft drink to drink, thinking that maybe I'll make him slower. And in my heart, I really felt that pain of, here is somebody I care so deeply about. I probably would even die for him, my best friend. And I have these thoughts of harm because I want to win. Something's not right. Something's not right. And I'm just reflecting on my life, just growing up, how deep that habit is in me. You know, growing up as a young boy, going to school, going to high school, going to college, even in the Dharma, this mind of competition doesn't stop. It just comes in the background, in the shadows, wanting to be number one. Comparing that to Master Hua's vow, I'm willing to go last. I remember another experience when I was playing a game of Risk with my friends. This is a board game, and you basically have the map of the world in front of you, and you have these little armies that you put on different places on the map. And the aim of the game is basically you're trying to take over the world, right? You roll dice and you attack different places and you try to win. And I was playing maybe like 4 or 5 of my friends. And I remember it's kind of late at night and we're just playing this game Risk. And I played quite a bit, so I have some different ideas about how you play. But as I mentioned, I have this very strong sense of winning. So in these games, I actually usually win. And I get my identity all caught up in this. And so one of my friends in the group basically said in the very beginning of the game, David always wins. We're all going to gang up on him and just, defeat him. And I was like, ooh. Right, I have 4 guys against 1. This is going to be tough. And I could feel kind of the inner anxiety and the kind of I don't know if it's ill will, but the kind of feeling like I'm going to lose. It's an interesting feeling, actually. I'm going to lose feeling. I'm going to take a loss feeling. I just felt like really, really uncomfortable. So I won't go into the details of what happened because it's maybe more than 3 minutes. But interesting enough, I actually didn't lose. I remember because I knew that I was outnumbered, then I had to actually use other strategies to kind of play the game. But in the end of the game, I could see the friend that wanted to beat me was really, really upset. He was even crying, saying, how come he didn't lose? And in my heart, I realized I had manipulated a lot of my friends to win in kind of more subtle ways. And I remember going home that night, similar to that other night, and saying to myself, you know what? I'm not going to use my intelligence and my abilities at all to pursue personal benefit. This is wrong. Something's really wrong. And although maybe at that time I was maybe 16 years old, 15, 16, I think. But the habits go deep. The fear of losing goes deep. The wanting to win is just so pervasive in our society, in how we want to always get the best for ourselves, worried that we're going to take a loss. So I took this idea into the monastery, wanting to be the best meditator. Or maybe not compared to other people, but I'm really going to be really good. I'm going to really find the best place for me to practice. And it's always about me, finding the best. And honestly, it's a lot of suffering. It's a lot of suffering. And so you could see Master Hua, such a young age, realizing that, you know what? I'm going to make a muddleheaded vow because I'm a muddleheaded teacher. Because from the world's perspective, that's just stupid. What, you're going to go last? You're going to be the ultimate loser? Master Hua says, yeah. And I'm not just going to wait for you for 1 year or 2 years or even a lifetime. Or he says, not even just a lifetime. He's not going to just wait a lifetime. He's going to wait eons. Great eons. This is billions and billions of quadrillions of years, if not longer. And he will stay by the side of his disciples until they wake up. And it seems, he just says that. I don't think Master Hua is just saying that. He means that from the depths of his heart. And I think it's because of that we just see that there's another way to be in this world. Rather than being in this world trying to be number one, is being in this world to care for everyone's ultimate well-being. And I think that's a place where we can really apply our intelligence, apply our skills, apply our talents with full energy, not in order to manipulate the situation so that we can get ahead. That kind of life is just extremely painful. Okay, so maybe just that much for this morning. As I said, this theme of taking refuge. So if we become disciples of the Buddha, we're going on a new path. Going from the path of seeking worldly success, worldly safety, to finding true safety. Refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Okay, so let's do 3 steps, 1 bow.